Hello. If this is all done correctly, currently I am recording this. It's been a while since I've made one of these videos. Good morning, afternoon, whenever this may find you. My name is Jason Porter. I am your Lone Star College professor for dual credit psychology. Just want to say hello to you, do a little welcome video for you right here. I'm going to move myself up into the corner and make my head a little bit smaller. As I want to take you sort of through a little bit of an introduction of what you're going to be expected to do this semester from my perspective. And again, my perspective is a very unique perspective because you have two teachers and you have two grades. You have your online grade, you have your in-class grade. I am an employee of Psych ISD, but for all intents and purposes for you, I am simply an employee of Lone Star College. You get a W-2 from them, all those other things. So I am 100% in control of your Lone Star College grade. The person you're in the room with right now, they are responsible for your Cy-Fair ISD grade, whether it's at Cy Park, whether it's at Langham Creek. Those two gentlemen are responsible for the grade that you're going to receive on your grade card, which goes towards a grade point, which goes towards class rank and all that. That's them. Okay. I am simply an employee of Lone Star for all intents and purposes. But my name is Jason Porter. Welcome to this class. This is the, I don't know, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth semester that I've been doing this as an employee of Psych ISD and Lone Star, where we've done dual credit online. So you're taking this course primarily online. So welcome to the course. This is me right here. If you want to get in touch with me, this right here is the address to do it at. Please do it at jason.porter@cfisd.net. That's my Cy-Fair email. And the reason I say do it on my Cy-Fair email is because when you email me through the Cy-Fair email, shows up on my phone, shows up on my watch, shows up on my computer. I'm going to get to it pretty darn quickly. You email me at lonestar.edu. I check that about once a week, if that. A lot of strange emails about elevators going out around the county and stuff like that. That doesn't get to me. And please, 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 for the love of God, do not get in touch with me through Schoology. Okay, Schoology is what my Cy Woods students do because I teach on campus at Cy Woods. That's what that's how they can contact me. Don't use Schoology because I'm going to get all confused. My website's right here. We're going to get more into that in a little bit and how that can better serve you in this class. So let's just kind of do a little bit of an intro, shall we? Maybe. There we go. All right. So let me make myself a little bit smaller here. Let's break this down into what the class is. And of course, a lot of what people are concerned with is your grade. Now, please recall, this grade is simply for your Lone Star grade. It's divided into 8 units or modules that will be covered throughout the semester. So 16 total chapters divided by 8 modules. Most of them have 2 chapters per module. One of them has 1, one of them has 3, which balances it all out. And the way that the grades are decided here is basically chapter discussion posts, 20 points each. You got 16 of those. It's a total of 320 points. What that includes is you, and I'll get more into this as I take you through the website, but it's basically you reading something, watching something, having an opinion about something, and you typing that in. And then you also replying to 2 of your peers. So it's 10 points for your discussion post that you make, and then it's 5 points for each peer that you respond to. And I'm going to get into the timing of that and everything else and how essential it is that you do not wait until the last moment to do this, because if you wait till the last moment to do it, you don't give other people a chance to respond to you and if you wait until the last minute. This also includes an introduction post, which I'm going to show you guys in a little bit, kind of a hi, this is me, how you doing sort of a thing. So between that and that, out of the 1,000 points that you're going to get, that right there is about a third of them, 320. You're also going to be doing 16 chapter activities that are 15 points each. Now, this could be simply watching a video, answering some questions, doing a little bit of a reading and a little paper, whatever. And I'll get more into that in a little bit, but those are 15 points each times the 16 chapters we have. That's 240 points there. You've got 20 points each for 16 chapter quizzes, which is 320 points, about another third of it right there. And then you will have a final exam, which is 100 questions, 1 point each for 100 points. So that comes out to 1,000 points. So this is where it gets real nice, because the grade is very, very easy for you to determine. It's 90 to 100 is an A, 800 to 899 is a B, on down, on down, on down. Now, this is why it's very, very important that you get stuff done, and you get stuff done on time, because if you do not churn something in, and this is the big problem, is people wait till the last second or they don't get stuff done. You don't churn something in, you get a 0 on a discussion point post, that's 20 points off. That's you're down from 1,000 down to 980. So that's 2 points off your final grade. One discussion post not turned in, 2 points off your final grade. There's no late work. There is no churning stuff in late. Yeah, and we'll talk about this. You have a week and a half, a 2-week window to get through all this material. If you're waiting until 4 o'clock on the last day, that's on you. That's on you. And your LSPs will, again, they can accept late work for your Psych ISD grade, but as far as a Lone Star goes, if it's 4 o'clock, it's not churned in, I'm not going to take it. And again, I know there's situations, I know people travel, I know there's whatever, and there's a situation the night before, blah, 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 blah. You don't have to wait until the last day to churn stuff in. You can churn stuff, you get a week and a half, 2 weeks, you can churn it in the first couple of days. It's all done. You got the next week and a half off. So waiting until the last moment, that's on you. That's not on me. Okay. So you'll have a due date, which means it's due by that date. You can do it a week ahead of time. All right. So if you're waiting until the last moment, that kind of falls on you. So the biggest thing is getting stuff done completely and getting it done on time. Those tend to be the two biggest struggles that students in this course do have. So again, the total points is 1,000 points. The 320 of chapter discussion posts, plus the 20 of the introduction posts, and the 240 of the chapter activities, and the 320 of the quizzes, and the 100 of the exam. That's all that. And by the way, this final exam counts towards Lone Star, and we'll talk about that as well. This is not your Psych ISD final. It's an entirely different thing. Also, unlike Psych ISD, we're not divided by quarters. This is a 1 semester cumulative thing. It's not what you get the third quarter and what you get the fourth quarter, add and divide by 2. It's not that. This is a cumulative thing. And also what you're going to notice is these 320, 22, 40, 320, 100, the way it's divided is not the same that it is at Psych ISD, which, for a dual credit class, it's got to be a 60, 20, 20 sort of a thing. So odds are the grade that you receive on campus from your teacher, your on-campus teacher, may be different than the grade I got. Maybe higher, maybe lower, maybe be kind of the same. So that's important that you stay on top of this stuff and you get stuff done on time. That's kind of the big thing. So again, if you're absent from class, this is an online course. There's no late work due to absences. You could be like, well, I wasn't able to get to school on whatever day. It's the internet, folks. You've got access to the internet right here. It's on you 24 hours a day. There's no excuse. And again, make sure you're by a computer that's working and you don't have outages and whatever else the case may be. This is also why it's good to get stuff done early, because if you have some sort of a funky situation that happens due to technology, you take care of it 4 or 5 days ahead of time. It's easier for me to go back, look at, reset, whatever. You wait until the last minute and we're past. And again, we're going to talk about this with discussion posts. Your original 20-point discussion post, 10 points for your original post, 5 points for responding to 2 other people. Your original post has to be in 48 hours prior to the due date. Okay. If it's not, if you turn it in the day it's due, that's 6 points off. The highest you're going to be able to get is a 14. If you wait until the day before the due date, it's 4 points off. I want it 2 days before the due date. The reason I want it 2 days before the due date is because other people need a chance to respond to you. If everybody waits until the due date, and everybody puts their original post in on the due date, then nobody's got time to look at other people's posts. All right. And it really does a disservice to the person who does it on time, does it early, does it all those other things, and they've got to wait around for everybody else to do their thing. So discussion posts, and I'll show you exactly how that's done and everything else here in a little bit. Make sure it's done ahead of time. Now, retest, redo policy. This is just Cypress Woods High School. Everyone's got the same. You got the opportunity to retake a test with a failing grade. Highest grade on a retake could be a 70. All that has nothing to do with Lone Star. That's between you and that person standing in the room with you right now. If assuming you're watching this in class. Between you and your teacher, whether you're at Langham, whether you're at Park this semester. So they can retest, redo anything. They can accept late work. They have complete carte blanche to the Cypher ISD grade. But when it comes to the Lone Star grade, there is no late work. There is no retest, redo. What you do is what you get done. Okay. Lone Star doesn't recognize that. So again, it's very, very likely these grades will be a little bit different. Now, to give you sort of a breakdown here of everything that we're looking at, this right here, this calendar is going to be available on the on your intro page. Okay, so this will be available for you to see at any time, look through, whatever. Again, I've got 2 sections of you guys at Cy Park High School with Mr. Sodikoff, and I've got 1 group of you guys at Langham Creek with Mr. Ricardo. And those are just my 3 different sections. So this is also why it's important when you reach out to me and you say, hey, Mr. Porter, I'm in this class, make sure you tell me which section that you're in, because whether you're in 5D, 18, 19, or 20, that's going to be able for me to go to the page and get to your grades and everything else. So please make sure you make reference to, I'm taking it at Park, I'm taking it at Langham, this is my section, because it's just easier for me to negotiate. Now, you guys will notice that this week right here, nothing going on, because technically Lone Star does not begin until January the 16th. Now, what you'll notice on this calendar is this is just me breaking it down, that if you want to pace yourself and get everything done on the last day, this is kind of the way you could do it. How your teacher decides to do it is totally up to them. If they want to add some supplemental projects, whatever, to go towards your Sci-Fair grade, they can totally do that. But I need everything churned in by 4 o'clock on this day. So we're easy to go with right there. Now, for the first unit, do a little introduction post. These are the 5 different lectures that are involved. I'll show you where those lectures are. And the first one, I'm giving you a little catch-up day because we got a little extra time here in the semester. So you have a little catch-up day right there. All right. And then this stuff is due at 4 o'clock on the 25th. Then once we get past that, the next day at 7 a.m., Unit 2 will open up, and then that's going to be due on February 6th. And then where you see these green days right here, these green days are not, saying, hope you had the time of your life. These are the days that Sci-Fair ISD has no school. Now, Lone Star still technically has school on these days, but this is an online course. You do it at your pace. I just set up the pacing guide to kind of not make you responsible for something on that day, because I have some guys and gals that have been my LSPs that have gone, okay, we're all going to sit here and we're going to watch this lecture together. We're going to watch this lecture together. We're going to watch this lecture together. And they like to kind of do that pace. I've had other ones who sort of go, okay, it's up to you to watch it on your own. And they'll go, okay, we're all going to do the discussion post today. We're all going to do the activity. However they decide to do it is up to them. But if you are wanting to do a pacing guide and you're wanting to not fall behind, this is kind of the way you can do it. So you'll notice Unit 1 ends this day, 2, 3, 4, and notice that Unit 4 will end before spring break. Oh, we're right over here. Unit 4 will end before spring break. So that's great. So all those grades, whatever your teacher decides counts towards your Sci-Fair ISD grade, will get in before the end of the 6 weeks. Now, the only trick here is if you're a junior, you're taking the SAT on that day. So you're going to kind of have to be doing that stuff on your own. And then the next quarter is here. And then you'll notice that gets us through all the material by May the 3rd. If you're someone who's taken the AP Psych exam as well, that's going to fall in during this time. But from the 6th through the 10th, this is where your final exam is. And I'll open up the final on Monday. You just have to have it completed by Thursday at 4 o'clock. This right here also has, these are the due dates. Now, my apologies. This was updated a couple of days ago. Right now I'm talking to you on the 4th. So this was yesterday. I updated it. I still put this in as 23. I still put this as 23. I'll go back. I'll correct that. It's a little memory issue. And we'll talk about, recency bias, and we'll talk about proactive and retroactive interference and why I put 2023 instead of 24, but whatever. That'll be updated. So all this will be updated. I just need to make this video now so I can get it on the website for you, for your teachers to have, but also for you to look at if you want. So that's a calendar that'll be posted. Take a look at that as you will. Now, this right here is my Google Sites page, okay? And this is my personal page. This is not a Lone Star page. This is kind of what I use for my classes. The easiest way to find my information is just Google Jason Porter Psychology. Give you an example here. We come here and I'll just go to Google. It's my YouTube page. But if you just Google Jason Porter, my name, Jason Porter Psychology. It's always sad. You ever Googled like Jason Porter obituary and you find obituaries of other Jason Porters, and that's kind of scary. Or you see mugshots of other Jason Porters. You're like, whoa, didn't work out that way. Anyways, Jason Porter Psychology. You'll notice the first page is my Google Sites page. The third page is my YouTube page. So if you can't remember how to get there, you just Google it and it'll show up. So this is my Google Sites page right here. Now, this where it says APDC Psych 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is what I'm using for my class on campus. But this is broken down the exact same way that it's broken down for you. We just do it a little bit different because I'm lecturing in class. So this is a little, there's my family and everything. Some really interesting videos here. Netflix, The Social Dilemma. If you haven't seen it, it's amazing. Childhood 2.0. If you haven't seen it, it's amazing. This is really, really good stuff on the impact of social media and smartphones on development and everything else. And by the way, I'm not going to sit here and say that social media is a terrible thing and the smartphone is a terrible thing. Okay, some of you guys are using it and using it great, and it's fantastic. However, people who are a little bit more susceptible to depression and anxiety, it doesn't help. It just sort of inflames it, it intensifies it, and whatever else. And again, your ability to pace yourself, your lack of frontal lobe, your ability to do all these things, and I'm not envious of you. I'm not envious of you, your youth, and when you've grown up during, because if I had this thing right here, if I had this thing back in the 80s, when I was in junior high, high school, if I had access to every Happy Days episode, man, I'd be watching Fonzie all day. I'd never get anything done. So how you guys are navigating this through life, it takes a lot, but those two really sort of show the psychology of it. But anyways, you can click through here, and if you go here, like right here, this will give you some extra stuff that you can take a look at if you want. These are the videos. It's taking a little while for it to come up. There you go. The videos show up here with the PowerPoints, and these PowerPoints, I'm going to show you where they are on Lone Star. But for each of these, I have these little supplemental videos that I put with them. So if you're not quite understanding it here, you can go to here and get when I talk about Phineas Gage and scientific description, you want to hear more about Phineas Gage. There's a little bit more about Phineas Gage, placebos, all those sorts of things. Plenty of extra videos and things to kind of help you out with your understanding of the material is right there. So let's take a look at you and where you're at. Okay, now 5D18, 5D19, my folks at Park, I don't have you entered in here yet because I'm trying to get everything loaded onto this, then I can copy them over and make it personal for you. So you'll have, when you click on your class, which should look something like that, you should come and you should see this. And then this says welcome Jason, but that's me. So it'll say welcome you. And this is sort of where you start everything. So what you want to do is you want to go to content. Okay. So when you go to content, we're going to come here, and this is going to be a little welcome to psychology and everything else. Welcome to general psychology, all this stuff. So here, welcome to psychology. Before taking the time to view this stuff, do all these things. Your first grade is right here. Your first grade is to introduce yourself to the class. So you click on that, and then you're going to so here's a little bit of an introduction. It's going to look different on your page than it does on my page. And just sort of say, hey, this is who I am. Glad to be in the class. Here's some hobbies. Here's some interesting things about me, why I took psychology, just little stuff like that. Gives me a chance to get to know who you are, but gives some of your classmates a chance, because many of you guys in there are taking a class with people that some of you you've never met. Some of you guys could be new on campus. You know, there's a lot of things going on. So that's a great thing to have there. Okay, so we go back to Welcome to Psychology. Here we've got, this is the Myers textbook. If you want to use the Myers textbook for AP, there's a PDF version of it right here. There's also a way that your on-campus teacher can get you a code so you can get it online, but you can just, it's a PDF document. It's version, I think it's version 2 instead of version 3, but Freud's still Freud. This right here is a DC Psych massive vocabulary glossary that if you click on that and you download that, it just basically, since you don't have a textbook online, this is just a bunch of things, and it breaks down by unit. Just to kind of give you a little bit of a glossary. So you could save this, you could print this out, whatever, use that as your textbook, which I've had many people do. Okay, so we go back to the table of contents here. All right. Your syllabus, yeah, your syllabus will be loaded in a little bit. Once I get that approved, haven't quite had it approved, but by the time you guys get here, all that stuff's going to be there. So your syllabus is going to be there. This video right here is going to take the place of this video right here. So the fall video is going to be replaced by the spring video, and just basically help about that stuff. Your syllabus right there will be in there. This calendar that I showed you before is going to be located right there, and all those other things. Okay, but let's take a look at what the class looks like. So once we get past that, then we get over here, let's go to module 1, which is going to go from January 16th to January 25th. Okay, and module 1 contains, as you'll notice here, 2 different chapters. So there's 2 chapters in module 1. All right, so in module 1, and you see the due date right here is January 25th, starts on the 16th. Everything's due at 4 o'clock. Very important, everything is due at 4 o'clock. Get it done by 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock. So the chapter 1 readings, I gave you the pages right there. If you go to the Myers textbook, those are the specific pages that you can go to for chapter 1. So there's a textbook glossary just for unit 1. There's a link to my website for unit 1, so that if you clicked on that, you would go straight to unit 1 on my page right there, and it would take you right there. Okay, let's go back to content here. Module 1. Okay, so then we come down here, and now there's stuff on, so that's all stuff that'll help you out. Now, PowerPoint presentations, these are basically, these are optional notes outline that you can do. If you want to take this as a Word document, you can open it up and you can print it and make a PDF of it, whatever you want to do. And you can use this to take notes if you'd like. You know, if you want to take notes on paper, take notes on paper. If you don't want to take notes, it's your journey. You know, there's no notes that are going to be churned in. But if you would like, this is what I use for my on-campus kids, that they take notes in class on. So you can download this, print this, use this, and it'll really help you out. Now, specifically, there's 2 types of students that are taking this course. There's those of you guys who really got an interest in psychology, and those are you guys that are trying to get credit. If you really got an interest in psychology, take this step by step. This is going to help you out down the road if you're looking at doing this for a living. But then some of you guys are just going to go, I just want the grade, and you may not do as much. These right here are the video lectures. So this is if you want to go to module 1, chapter 1, part 1, scientific method, you go to that. And then this is a video right here of me lecturing on this material. Okay, so you can hit play. There I am down there. You'll notice no beard. Have a beard now, no beard. This beard is a passive aggressive thing. My wife had gone out of town for the month of November because I had a grandson born. I have 3 grandchildren. I had a grandson born in Ohio. So she's up there helping family and everything else. So I just go, hey, it's No Shave November. I'm just going to grow the beard, and this will show her how long she's been gone. And then she gets home and she's like, I like it. So now I'm kind of stuck with it. And she goes, yeah, I like it. It's like I'm married to somebody else. Not sure how I should take that. And she likes the beard because now she's married to someone else. It doesn't seem right. Anyways, but the videos are there. And the great thing about this is here's what's amazing is, I don't know how YouTube does this, but you can, let's say there's one specific thing about unit 1, the scientific formation, that you didn't understand. You can actually go here, you know, when it comes to humility, when it comes to theories, hypothesis, you don't quite get operational definitions. You can click right there And I'm talking about operational definitions. I don't know how they do this. It's amazing, but they do. So you don't have to watch the whole video. You don't have to sit there and listen to me for 50. I wouldn't want to listen to me for 50 minutes. If you just, there's one part in here I don't quite understand, you can go to that specific part of the video. It's fantastic. So let's go back to module 1, research methods, history of psychology here. Let's kind of look at what you're going to be getting into. And again, it's a little bit weird because I don't know exactly what yours looks like. So again, there's the videos. Here's what gets to the stuff that's due. Okay. Have an activity. You have an activity on the placebo effect. Okay. So this particular activity here is placebo effect and ethics and experiments, how placebos can trick your brain. You watch the video Cracking the Code, and then you basically read, or I'm sorry, you watch the first 10 minutes of Cracking the Code about placebo surgery, which is really an amazing thing done by Dr. Mosley, where he was seeing people that were having arthritic pain in their knees. Do you scrape it out? Do you wash it out? How do you take care of the arthritis? But they actually had a placebo surgery. So they had people, all they did was put 4 holes in their knees. That's it. And the recovery rate, all 3 groups, exactly the same. And then there'll also be something on placebo hypnosis, where a guy uses hypnosis to remove warts, but it wasn't really warts, it was another thing. So anyway, then what you're going to do is you're going to answer these 3 questions. Okay, so you'll make a Word document and you'll basically address these 3 things. What's very important is when you do this on activities, not all activities are like this, but when you do this on activities, it's a Word document. You're going to turn in the Word document with your name on the Word document, but also make sure that you break it down into paragraphs. Give me 1 paragraph on this, give me 1 paragraph on this, give me 1 paragraph on this. It's just easier for me to see what you're talking about and to break down the grade and everything else. So that's the activity for chapter 1. Now, when we go to the discussion post for chapter 1, the discussion post for chapter 1 is on the Milgram experiment. So I'm going to have you watch this video right here, which is a replication of the Milgram experience. Here's a summary of the experiment. Here's what was expected. When the Milgram experiment was done, it looked at as really, really unethical, even though it wasn't. Because when Milgram put this thing together, it was basically, will people shock someone else because someone asked them to? What Milgram and his buddies thought was, pretty much a bunch of people are going to reject. But as soon as you get up to this intensity level, about 30 volts or 150 volts, most people would quit. Only a psychopath would go to this level. But actually 2/3 of people went all the way. So this is looked at as incredibly unethical study. But was it really that it was unethical? Or was it just that when this was done in 1961, which is only, 15, 16 years after World War II, do Americans not like the fact that not much better than a Nazi, as far as following orders and stuff like that. So anyways, so you read this and then you're going to respond to this in your discussion post. Now, your original post must be at least 150 words. Your response post to 2 other people must be 50 words each. Okay. That's kind of how I'm going to grade it. Now, again, very important that your original post is in 48 hours before the due date. Now, you can go back and you can do the response post as the due date, whatever. But I need the original post in 48 hours before, and it's going to be time-stamped and whatever else. So make sure that's done. Make sure it's done professionally, okay? This is a college class. This is not high school. This is not middle school. Don't use slang and stuff like that. You're responding as you're in college. You're in college. Okay. Also, here's the Milgram video down there as well. If if that link up there doesn't work there. Okay. So that's your discussion post there. And then when you're done with that, you come over here to your assessment, and your assessment, you just click on that and you got 10 questions that you have to answer, 2 points each. And you got to get that done in half an hour. Okay. And give you a preview of that. I don't know how I can preview it. See, I don't know how I can look at it the way that you look at it. I guess I should see that better. Anyways, so that'll be turned in and that'll be completed. So that's 30 minutes right there. So you just got to get those 3 things done for chapter 1, and then those 3 things done for chapter 2. And you got to get that done between January 16th and 25th. That's module 1. Now, again, you could finish it all in the first couple of days because you got time in the first couple of days. You may wait until January. You may wait till the weekend. You may do whatever. You've got 24-hour access to this material. When you do it, how you do it is up to you. Please don't wait till the due date. Please don't say, hey, I got in an accident. What? Please just don't get in an accident. But I got into the situation and my family, the internet went out. Forget about that. It's got to be, this is college. This is college. I am stringent about due dates, if nothing else. I'm stringent about due dates. So please, please, please get that done. So again, there's module 1, module 2, 3, 4. These module 2 is not going to open up till the 26th. Module 3 will not open up till the 7th, will not open up to the 26th. Now you may go, but I want to work ahead. Okay, so this is, but what if I got time? What if I want to work ahead? I can't get, well, you can't do the assessment and the discussion questions and the activity until this time. However, if you go to my website and you want to go look at what's coming up on unit 2, you want to look at what's coming up on unit 3, you can go to my website and you can, look at videos, look at lectures, take notes ahead of time, do whatever. So by the time this stuff opens up in a window, you can knock it all out in the first day, if you want to. So again, due dates, entirely up to you. Oh, by the way, I also got Brain Games episodes in here. I've got some crash course videos, SciShow Psych. It's just a bunch of different supplemental things that will show you how to do it. This guy here, Robert Sapolsky, brilliant professor from Harvard. No, not Harvard. Stanford. He's at Stanford University. There it is, Stanford, right there. So yeah, just all good stuff there. All right. So that's kind of slideshow from current. That's kind of what everything is and sort of how to work through it. Again, that stuff on my website that you can go to. You can use that stuff to work your way through however you want to do it. All right. Really quickly, because I don't know how long this video has gone. This is what we're covering. We're covering Unit 1, research and history. How is psychology a science? Because a lot of us just go, hey, it's the brain. I have depression. I'm an expert on it. Folks, just because you have something or just because you are something doesn't make you an expert on it. I'm a white male. There's probably no group of people I understand less than white men. So just because you are something does not make you the end all be all expert on it. So what you got to have is this intellectual humility, the fact that you could be wrong. If I asked you right now, I was coming back from Galveston, my wife and I went to Moody Gardens and saw the penguins. The penguin exhibit is amazing, Moody Gardens. Anyways, we're coming over this bridge. I heard the story about that this bridge may have to be replaced, a big causeway that connects the island, and the cost of it's like, I don't know, like $750 million. And I'm thinking to myself, is that a good cost? Would I be in favor of that? Should I be against that? I mean, is that a good cost for a bridge? And the answer, I don't know. I don't know what concrete costs. I don't know what labor costs are. I don't know how to read a report about a bridge. I don't know. Sometimes we just have to say, I don't know. Sometimes the smartest thing is to not have an opinion, to not be stuck into something, to just go, I don't know. Yeah, teach me. I don't know. But again, all of us just feel like we've got to post something on social media. We got to have an opinion. We want everyone else to see the opinion. I want everyone else to have an opinion on my opinion. I want to have I'm having a club sandwich at McAllister's. I want other people to see my club sandwich. Here's my face with the club sandwich. What do you think of my club sandwich? Doesn't this look good? Oh, it does look good. Oh, I wish I had it. Oh, you're so lucky. It does look good. You do wish you had it. I am lucky. Envy tastes delicious. So things like that, research history, we're going to look at that. We're going to look at the biology and the evolution of psychology, because everything that we feel, folks, impacts how we think, and how I think impacts how I feel. If I'm hungry, I'm going to act differently than if I'm not. If I'm tired, I'm going to act differently than if I'm not. So we're going to take a look at that. We're going to take a look at evolutionary psychology. Do we have free will? Or do we truly have control of who we are? Or is that little, Eastern European 4'11" mother of mine who died 10 years ago still in me, giving me a temper? Okay, how much of it is what she gave me versus what my environment has been? So we'll take a look at that. We'll take a look at sensation, perception, and stress, because stress is all about perception. Stress is all about perception. If a snake were to run in here right now, I thought snakes run, but if a snake came in here right now, if you looked at the snake, you might go, oh, it's a snake. Let me pick it up. Let me play with it. Let me hold it. I may look at the snake and go, oh, I had a roommate in college. He had that snake. He used to always get out. Now I've got it. To me, that's a stressor. To you, it's an opportunity. To me, it's a stressor. and what we stress about. We stress nonstop, and stress was designed, as the videos will show, stress was designed to get us to run away from saber-toothed tigers, so that it's good for about 2 minutes. But when you're stressed for 2 days and 2 weeks or 2 months, like you're constantly running away from a saber-toothed tiger, starts to become a problem. We're going to talk about memory. We're going to talk about emotions. We're going to talk about sleep. We're going to talk about motivation, and why sleep is so important. Has a lot to do with everything. How we get motivated. How, you and I could remember two things completely differently because we encode it differently. The more you go back to a memory, the memory actually becomes less accurate. Not semantic memories like, what is the capital of Texas? It's Austin. The more I study that, the better that memory is going to be. But about what I did in Austin, Texas. When I went with a friend and we went to a comedy club and we did these things, depending on the mood I was when I went back to that memory, depending on how often I've gone back to that memory, depending on if someone's shown me a picture. And by the way, how is this thing right here impacting your memory? It's really interesting. Back in my day, there's a type of learning which called, you need to learn stuff just in case, just in case I need this information, just in case I need to hold it, I need to have it in my head just in case. But now people learn something just in time. I don't need to know how to jumpstart a car because I got my phone and I'll just go to YouTube right before I need to do it. So I'll learn just in time. I don't need to know the capital of California for my everyday life. So just in time, I learned that it's Sacramento because there was a trivia quiz or whatever. So it's kind of different on how we're doing that. So we'll talk about development. We'll talk about social psychology, learning, thinking, personality, intelligence disorders, therapy. It's all there. I don't want to bog you down here because it's the first day sort of thing. You have any questions, email me, jason.porter@cfisc.net. That's the email. That's the way to get in touch with me. Do not use Schoology at all. My Lone Star, if you don't want me to get back to you for like a week or two, that's the one to go to. But if you want my watch to go off, my phone to go off, my whatever to go off, and a Pavlovian response, then jason.porter@cfisc.net. By the way, just to kind of know who you're getting this from, I'll do, and again, your teachers can stop this right now if they want to. A quick background on me is this is me in high school. Findlay, Ohio, went to Robert E. Lee High School. There is no Robert E. Lee High School anymore here in Houston. Went to many proms. Then this was me in college, went to Texas A&M University. There you go. Very frustrating to have a football season. But yeah, that's me in college. Put myself through college as a professional stand-up comedian. Did that for a number of years. So it was a great experience. Apparently couldn't afford shoes. It was a great experience. I enjoyed that in my early 20s. Did some national touring and stuff like that. Then I went into radio for a while, which is kind of one of the reasons why I can sit here in a room by myself and just talk, because I was in radio. And that's kind of what you did in radio. I worked for the Howard Stern Show for a little bit. It was a active rock, new rock station in the 90s. So a lot of grunge, Pearl Jam, stuff like that. Teaching career, various different schools that you see there, various different subjects. First time I ever taught psychology was at Notre Dame Academy, all-girls Catholic school. And boy, if you want to learn how to teach psychology, teach it at an all-girls Catholic school. Then I went back into stand-up for a while. And had a little daughter at this time, and she became my life and world. Then I came into Sci-Fair ISD, started teaching at Sci-Wood, started teaching U.S. history, then government and eco, then psychology, sociology, history through film. But now all I teach is psychology. That's my family. It's a blended family. I've been married now for 13 years, 12 years, 13 years. We're in that ballpark, 14 and 12 to 14 in that ballpark. I've got 7 kids. My wife came in with 6. I came in with 1. Math's not really fair there. That's not fair. My kids, I got wonderful kids. I got amazing kids. I got wonderful kids. I love them. And you're gonna, if you watch the videos of the lectures, I use my kids and my wife quite a bit in talking about it. This is the room I'm sitting in right now. Right now, as you're watching these videos, this is me in this seat. As I'm zooming, that's the little pinball machine you hear going on in the background. And then this is the rest of my office. And then this is my other room that I get to hang in that my wife allows me to decorate. And these are the only 2 rooms that still look like I'm a single guy. The rest of the house she has taken care of. This is my family. I love my family. I've got a third grandkid. Third grandkid just born a couple months ago, so he's not in there yet. But I got 2 granddaughters. And again, 7 kids, a couple of daughter-in-law, son-in-law, daughter-in-law. But yeah, love this family. Again, this is my wife. She is a super mom. She is an artist. She is the new home sales before. I may go back into it, but grandmother of 2. This is a girl I dated in college back when I was, this is us in college over here, back when I was 20 and she was 18. And then this is when we got married when I was 41 and she was 39. Went apart, came back together. So I can't get too mad at social media because social media allowed the 2 of us to come back together. This is my son, Austin, oldest son, is a New York City event planner. My wife's actually just took off for New York today, and she's going up to visit him and his wife, Kayla, that have now been married a number of years, and they are a great example of teenage love, can evolve. Again, their love today is not the same as it was in high school, but it can evolve. It can evolve and go forward. Tyler, who works at Ohio State University, father of 2. This is his first daughter, who was just celebrated her 2nd birthday a couple of days ago. She was the first baby born in Toledo, Ohio, after New Year's Day, when Heidi was pregnant and having a baby, and it's like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, hold on, New Year's Eve, because I'd be the New Year's baby, and they're all over the news. So yeah, it's little baby Layla, big fat baby there. And Layla's now 2, and little Callan has been born last November. So he's a couple months old. This is my daughter, Faith, who went to Cy Woods. She is that's Dr. Faith, who got married on Zoom. That's her husband right there during COVID. And she's a doctor of pharmaceuticals. She's a pharmacy doctor. Great girl, very smart girl. Very proud of her. Teddy, man on a mission, graduated from Columbus State. He's now working in the banking industry, doing a little tech for them. This is my son, Quincy, who is about to join the police force, and very happy about that. He's getting over an injury, got hit by a drunk driver back the day before St. Patrick's Day. But yeah, recovery's going great there. This is my son, Duncan. Oh, Photoshop I did for him right there. Big Star Wars fan. And he's working at a restaurant up in Ohio. And then this is Julia, who I brought into the equation, who is just a great girl as well. And then these are my dogs. I got 2 dogs. I got 2 cats. Occasionally when I give lectures, you may see them. Do I have one here? Stevie, come here, Stevie. Oh, she's out here. Doesn't want to be on screen. But occasionally Stevie, oh, there you are. Come here, baby. Come here, Stevie. And now she's stretching. Come here, Stevie. Come here. You want to be on TV? You want to be on the screen? Come here, Stevie. Here's my little baby. This dog is always around me. So this is Stevie, and Stevie just got a haircut, and so she's very cold, but kind of a hard-headed animal right here. Tashi, her sister, is 90% blind, but that's okay because animals use less of their brain for vision than you and I do, and then a couple of ragdoll cats there as well. Okay, say goodbye, Stevie. So that's it. Get in touch with me if you need anything, and you're just a ragdoll. And enjoy the semester. See if there's anything I can do for you. Let me know. Okay.